It's another edition of the Ultimate Kaya959 Top 30. And a couple of weeks ago, I told you about this lady, right? That she started when she was 9. I think I first knew your name when I was about 14, when I just moved to Forslow. Lady Do, TDK from Bono, all of that.
Yeah.
Nah. Before we get to all of that, right? I always ask people, pandemic, COVID, how have you been the past 18 months or so?
Yo, guys, can I just be honest with you? I'm not going to say it didn't affect me, but COVID is what unleashed the beast in me, to be honest with you. Because I think at that time, when I was trying to release music, people were outside. They were gigging. So it was more of a grooves thing. People were not downloading music and they were not really listening to lyrics.
Yeah.
Because I've always been a person that writes lyrics in a way that is fun, but, makes sense. So people did not want that. They only wanted gimmick songs and, fun songs. So I was not cracking the industry.
Yeah.
But as soon as COVID hit and people were at home in their own space listening to our music, then they started selecting music that they wanted to listen to at home because it was a family environment. So when I got onto Amapiano, people were swearing all the time.
Yes.
So I brought in let's do the fun lyrics, but also on the higher scale. Lyrically, it's a hip hop song, but it's also a piano song.
Yeah.
So when I came in, I was like, I'm not gonna be talking about people, undressing, on swearing, and all of that. It's going to be about the culture, bringing back the Kwaito feel in the youth, because if you listen to your TKZs, your Mshoza, and Brown Dash, you could feel that they were literally bringing Kasi to the burbs.
Sure.
But when they left, then the legacy was not continued.
Yeah.
Who is going to continue the legacy if not us?
Wawa, ladies and gents, I present to you Lady Do. I'm pretty sure you're wondering who this lady is. Her name is Lady Do Katalia. We'll get into all of that. I'm pretty sure you've danced to some of her music. Now, obviously, with pandemic, COVID, a lot of people lost people, loved ones, and all of that. You've recently lost somebody who you consider as a best friend, right? It was not through COVID, an unfortunate accident happening out in the Northwest. Losing Umpura. How did that affect you?
It's still affecting me somehow, because we shared so much. I mean, we had our fights, as brother and sister,
sure,
but the last days, it was so funny that we got so close to a point where we'd call each other even when he's sick, I've got, when you guys drink and then and then you're like, buy me medicine and whatever. So it was like a dope relationship, and because I've been in the industry longer, I know the scars of the industry. So I was teaching them how to pray because yes, we are young and we, drink sometimes, we go out and we are irresponsible. And I felt like being the sister in the industry is going to be, appreciated, because sometimes you get into the industry and you don't get a mentor. You just fall into the hands of sharks and then you don't know what you're doing, know. Yeah. So I wanted to be that person because I started at 9 and I made it at 31. Do you understand the gap of everything that I've experienced, everything I've been through and whatever? So I would be the best person to go to a person that's just made it as a start to say, this is not as easy as it looks. It might look easy, but these are the steps that you need to take. So it affected me because they were so young, and they had so much to give. And they were already working on their EPs, because Kila was one person that would call me all the time and say, friend, listen, I need assistance here because I have melodies in my head all the time. And we'd help each other in those forms. And Mpura called me every time he had an opportunity in studio. Yeah. So I was more of his chorus fighter. He was a verse fighter. So when he got to Kabza studio or whoever studio, he'd call me and say, do you want to jump on the song? Yeah. And I'd be like, no, that one's fine. If I was in studio and they wanted a male artist, I'd call both of them or either one, So, now I don't have strikers. I
was about to say, now you feel like you left alone.
Alone,
I mean,
with so much things to carry, because now everybody's going to directly look at me because with the path that Umpora has left, it's literally a big mark.
Yeah.
And I don't think there'll ever be shoes to fill that type of space, But we also need to carry on the legacy that they've left, because if we don't give them the light that they need, even in their absence, then their families are not going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
We'll
chat to Lady Do about obviously lifting that flag le piano to the core until whenever obviously something new comes out, right?
Yeah.
But you touched on something very interesting. You started at 9 years old, right?
Yeah.
I want to take it back there. Piano when you were still 9.
No.
The music that you were exposed to. I mean,
Yeah.
DJ Chalk, Marai Fosto, Semaza Song,
Yeah.
DJ Zandi also there. What sort of music were you exposed to that got you interested into getting into this music thing?
I used to listen to a lot of up-tempo. I'm a 45. Remember, piano was there. It's just that it was not piano at the time. Because if you listen to a lot of the songs as I'm a 45,
sure,
they sound exactly like a piano song, but just with a speed that's,
the BPM
reduced.
is lower,
The BPM is like on one something.
Yeah.
And with piano, it's just a bit higher.
Yeah.
So the influence of my writing comes from Abo Sheronti,
sure,
and your Brown Dash and your TKZs and all of that. So starting as a DJ is very good because I have the ear for the crowd.
Okay.
Before I am an artist, I am a DJ. So I literally ask myself, if I release the song, would the crowd be happy? It's not about me. It's not about how I feel, because the reason I am releasing is for the crowd. It's not for me. So that is why I would go out and play the song for more than 15 people after I record it. And if I don't get a yes from all 15, I cancel it completely, because that's how I judge myself. It's not a confidence thing or anything. It's just knowing how to strike, making calculated moves instead of just moving because you think you're the greatest thing ever, and with every label that comes with whatever's happening in my life right now, I don't take it to head. It's just a stepping stone for me to learn and better myself.
Yeah.
So when people say Queen of the Yanos, President of Amapiano, it doesn't go to my head. It actually goes to my heart,
But I have to say, you grew up with a lot of pressure, because the first time I heard your name, Bengrenga Nokora, who was big then in Foslo, we're looking for a female DJ for a bash.
Yeah.
But he chalk wafit.
And he's Vitiza.
You know what I mean?
And you remember, now as a DJ at 10, I was already
Please
messing
tell about
up.
you as your DJ.
Guys, as a DJ, that's why I left it, because I feel like the passion is no longer there. It's there, but it has become easier. DJing for us was a skill,
Yeah.
You literally went and you played, and people would watch you play and how you'd mix. And now it's not about the mixing and the pleasure in mixing. It's about just playing good music.
Sure.
So now as a DJ, I would make sure that the boys would look at me and feel like, no, I'm not playing after this girl. I've had incidences where people would not want to play when I play, So I do have the videos, and I still keep them for my archives, maybe for a documentary one day. But my picture where I was 9 years old and I won the DJ Explosion.
Sure.
I was 9, and I played with a lot of people, and the judges were fresh at the moment, at that time. At that time. So, yeah. It was such an amazing experience, especially at 9, because I was the first female and the youngest DJ at the time. And that was when social media, we didn't even have Facebook.
Exactly.
Didn't even have Instagram and Facebook. Listen, I'd be on another level.
Ask anyone in Fosla what Lady Do. They'll tell you about her, right? They'll tell you. Now, obviously, you left the DJing thing, got onto the piano movement. You said one of your songs, your music started obviously blowing up now during COVID. COVID did you a favor. What's the first song that you feel like I lay young fagil?
Superstar.
Yeah.
Because Superstar was venting.
Okay.
I had been writing songs for so many years. I mean, I started releasing songs from 2009. Okay. I did a song with Clock that became a hit, and then I missed it. I don't know how. Amapi, Amaning,
sure.
A lot of people knew that song, but they didn't know it was mine.
Yeah.
And then with Amapiano, on Superstar, I was literally venting. I was like, why is it that there's so many superstars and I'm not a superstar?
Yeah.
So I was like, look, Jaiva njengo Somizi, ngiphile njengo Bonang, ngisebenze njengo Motsipe, ngifoste njengo Sbu, cela ukucula njengo Monewa. You know?
Yeah.
So I was embracing South African stars and showing people that sometimes you don't have to look at a Beyonce and whatever. Just look right where you are. Because labo yababona guthi bafike kanjani labakhona, you know, and start embracing ama-stars wase South Africa. But I also want to be a star. Don't forget about me. I also want to be a star, you know. And then my second song was Dabula with Kamompela. And then that was the end of it, guys. Like after Msebenzi Wethu,
Catalog now iyakula, ne?
Yeah.
Now you see yourself, you're on billboards in New York somewhere. The mayor's giving you props.
Guys.
Now Lady 2 is making Kuruleni proud.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel, knowing all the struggles you've been through?
I think because of the years it took me, it's sometimes you feel like you deserve it. But it came when I was waiting for it.
Yeah.
So I don't, like I say to you, I don't take such things to head. I take them to heart. So it's more appreciating what the people are saying, but not letting it get to my head.
Yeah.
Because I still have more to give.
Yeah.
You know, I've been fighting to get to where I am, to show who I am.
Yeah.
So I haven't been releasing who I am. I've been releasing what I needed to get to the point where I release who I am.
Yeah.
So you guys are still listening to what I am dropping to get to who I really am, you know. So you guys have not heard the best of me. Look, you might have on Friday, but you have not.
I feel like catalog it's so vast, and I'd be doing people injustice if we don't go through some of the songs, because clearly the stories behind them, right?
Yeah.
But you said something interesting right now, that you would have felt that you deserve it if it happened or that. Do you feel like some up and coming kids today feel like they deserve it? And I'm putting it in inverted commas, as in, do you think people are entitled to say, "Heat manje isn't to?"
Yeah, I think to me it stresses me when a person hits first time round, because they don't know. I always say that the definition of dream is dedication, responsibility, education, ambition, and motivation. Then you'll be successful, right? So you need to be dedicated in what you do, which is one tick. Responsible for what you're doing, which is another tick. And educated in it, you know, before the ambition, before the motivation. So when you get to a point where you are successful, before you go through the responsibilities and the education and the, you know, it's sad to be successful and you're not educated in that environment, because then it kills the spirit of the person when they start not getting what they think they were going to get. Because you look at a person that's been successful for 20 years, like you will look at a Oskido, you know, and think one hit song is going to buy you his house. No. Dala pusha uhambile into zakhe wazenza kahle wahlanganisa, you know. So that's why I feel very sad, but I also embrace people that, you know, hit same time, because it's not easy to hit in South Africa, because every day there's 10 lady dudes coming out,
for sure,
you know. So you always have to be on par with your own success. You know, that's why I always say to people, do not look at people as competition, but just look at doors that everyone creates for everyone, you know. So if I win internationally, that's a door opened for every other piano artist. It's not a competition. It should never be, I want to beat her at what she's doing, or I am better than her. Why does she deserve it? It's just a matter of us becoming united and opening doors for each other.
Because at the end of the day, it's also putting the movement on the map, you know. And then everybody now is trying to create amapiano. We'll actually chat about that, where people are trying to create it. The queen of the Yanos is what the people call her, the people who love it. Lady Du joining us in studio on the ultimate Kaya959 Top 30. Now, I said some of your songs. Melisizi, break it down.
Yes.
You said there's a story behind Superstar.
Yes.
What's the story behind Katalia?
Oh, guys, Katalia is so special.
Ubani le ndoda yakho le?
Lalelani, ngihlangana nendoda yami April. yang engage August. I have
Sure.
never seen such a thing in my life.
Yeah.
Umuntu engaging in 4 months.
Yeah.
So when he proposed, I was shocked firstly because he's, in the entertainment industry myself.
Yeah.
He's an actor,
Mm-hmm.
So I was shocked firstly. Uguti, okay, how did it happen that we get engaged in 4 months? I don't even know you from a bar of soap, I know you, but I don't know you.
For sure, yeah.
And obviously, if a man confirms it, then you put, you become territorial, Pela, because he confirmed it,
Yeah.
because I always say it's the man that has the key to confirm the relationship.
For sure.
The girl can't post before the man because then we know that you're in love and the men don't love you, but sometimes you get men that are just private, but I just feel like it's better when the man says it.
Okay.
So Katalia was for the baby, but at the same time it wasn't really for the baby. It was just he was part of the process because in December that's when I started dropping music, and a lot of the things that were happening, because Katalia dropped in February, so a lot of the things that were happening around me were coming together. So Tagiwe had just dropped, Msebenzi had just dropped, so it was me seeing my things falling into place. So ngati I just included the husband ukuthi nathintinto yam uzobonakala, and then but my things are falling into place, so it was just embracing the relationship and my career.
Tagiwe.
No, Tagiwe was actually deeper than no, it's actually deep. It's not an alcohol.
Get into it.
So Tagiwe, I wrote August of 2019. I was going through a hard time, financially, bengekho right. I wasn't in a good space. So I don't drink, personally. I've never tasted alcohol. But I was not in a good space, So, when you're like stressed and you just need a comfort place, And I was like, Bizu mama, mi azongbona, manginje. So it's like stress.
For sure.
So ngtagiwe, my frustrations, So I turned it into an alcohol song, but it was actually deeper than that. It was like a feelings type of song. So that's I'm like, Tagiwe. It's like I need a faint and just be away from everyone for his Katinyana.
Hope you get it. It's deeper than Ipote.
Yeah.
It's deeper, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then obviously Ukspana na Bumpura. I personally want to know the vibe, man.
Oh my God.
When that song was made,
guys, no, that song was a piece of everyone. See, Msebenzi Wetu was one song that didn't have a structure. Usually we get to studio and we're like, okay, we're going to sing about whatever the idea
plan,
is,
basically. Yeah.
Listen, Msebenzi Wetu, Riz had his verse, Zuma had his verse, Mpura had his verse. I wanted to cry on the song.
For sure.
They all recorded it. It sounded so weird. Like, it was so weird. And I heard the one producer say, but guys, you are talking about Londi. We don't even know who Londi is. You are talking about Msebenzi Wetu. You're talking about a guy sitting at a hotel looking after a child. What's going on, And I was like, guys, this is a family structure.
Yeah.
This is a broken home. But it needs something, a mother's touch, So they were like, no, you must also go and shapa a hot verse there. And I was like, I'm not feeling that spirit. Can I just cry on the song? And then on everyone's verse, I will just add Msebenzi Wetu so that people think the song is about Msebenzi Wetu, because now all the verses are upside down. And they were like, no problem.
Yeah.
So that's what we did. But to be quite honest with you, I felt like when a person represents who they are on a song, it becomes a hit, which is why now you get more people collaborating and doing songs with 5 people at a time. Because then we're all taking out what we feel is best for the song and what will make the song stronger. Because if you structure a song, sometimes it doesn't work. We literally jam to the song, sishaye sizokuthi ayihithi le masikhipha ingafiki naku top 10. So now it's a matter of finding out who a person really is and letting them be who they are on a song.
So just to settle it, Msebenzi Wetu is not a diss song. Because there was a rumor that was going.
No, it is a diss song.
Oh, okay.
But it's a diss song.
Is it dissing the person everybody they're saying is dissing?
No, they know who they are dissing.
Or when I was.
I wasn't part of the...
Because I remember somebody saying this is a diss song.
Yeah, but it wasn't... Initially, it wasn't a diss song.
Okay.
You know, it wasn't a diss song.
It was just you guys having fun.
Yeah, Futhi Kahle Kahle, it's not a diss song.
Yeah.
You know, because it was something that they were just talking about in studio and they were like, let's put it on a song.
Okay.
You know, it's not really... It wasn't to come for someone.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't to harm anyone or to speak badly about someone. It was just them talking about... whatever guys don't do. You know, because if you listen to Mpura's lyrics, Kahle, that's actually explaining what a father could do for their kid in a house.
Yeah. I want to talk about some of the artists that you've worked with, established artists who album got Casper, no,
Yeah.
you're playing Buile, we hear you here and there, you know, but before we even get to that, you said you'd make a song, get 15 people in a room, make them listen. If all 15 don't like it, I can, all right?
Yeah.
Is there a song where all 15 said
Never
thumbs
ever.
up, and then you feel like, but it didn't do as well as you thought it would?
No.
So all the songs, everybody
Not
gave
with
thumbs
me.
up?
Yeah, maybe Khauza, because Khauza's like literally so strict.
Yeah.
Yeah, my managers. My managers are the ones that are harder on me.
Yeah.
Than the fans. I think because the fans are just happy for the brand. They want to see me on the superstar level.
For sure.
You know. So I think I respect their opinion more. But I've never really had an experience where people are like, no. They can say, yeah, it's good for, because vele I write like that. I write for relevance.
Okay.
And I know my hits.
Yeah.
So I know when it's going to be a hit. And I literally say to them, I am going to drop the song. I don't care who says what or how they feel about it.
Yeah.
But I know it's going to be a hit, you know. Because if you even look at my latest single, a lot of people were like, but it's everywhere. Yeah, straight. Nah. Diamonds.
All right, before we talk about Msholus, because that's another song I want you to break down for us, right? You mentioned something quite interesting, your managers.
Yeah.
Piano, it's seen as something ebuye ekasi, and for a lot of people, ekasi is bona kana structure. I'll tell you one man abanengoma, he runs with it, right? I was listening to this rapper from Pretoria, 25K. Good to keep your album. No. He even says in one of his songs, I can manage yourself. He gives out a number and all of that. How important is a formal structure behind you as an artist so that you focus on the art?
If I will be honest with you, if it wasn't for my managers, I would have broken down and left the industry.
Yeah.
This is me being honest and just saying it as it is. If it wasn't for them 2 weeks ago, I would have literally left it, you know, because there's things that one person can do. My job is to go to studio and write songs, you know. They are behind making sure that I am here, making sure that the brand is well received and how I am received through social media platforms, whatever. They are literally my third eyes, because you only have, you know, 2 eyes and you can only see as far as you can see, you know. So sometimes they will come and say, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to do it. Don't say this, don't say that, because sometimes you think your opinion is the only opinion, but it's better when you hear a third opinion, you know. So to be quite honest with you, even from getting me out of the state of stress that I had with the passing of my friends, they've been keeping me working, so my mind is out of, you know, the crying, and because I will cry, trust me, I will cry a month. That's how I am, you know. So, and I'm very, I'm grateful for the team that I have, because I can see their work.
Yeah.
And they are literally pushing me to the superstar level.
You've got a song, Uzuma Ista. That song.
Yo, guys.
And at the timing I corner my drop. Guys. You know, my drop, I'm like, hey. I don't know if it's the right time, or you know what I mean. Take me through around that time, and after that song, it's
guys,
time to drop it.
And can I just tell you, when I wrote that song, it had nothing to do with the influence of what people were doing and the looting and whatever.
Yeah.
When I wrote Zuma Star, there was a video. Remember that video that was trending? Yaga Zuma and his family
playing with his kids.
Playing with his kids, and they were in a queue. Yes, they were in a queue. Yeah, I thought if a president could, you know, come back to earth.
Yeah.
A former president, you know, could come back to earth and do TikTok, then who am I?
Yeah.
You know, and with his family,
Sure.
that with everything that was happening in the male side of things, where people were killing their wives and whatever, it dropped at that time.
Yeah.
Where it was so rough being a male at that time. And he just dropped that video with his family. They were dancing, they were doing hip hop stuff, and I was like, these are the men we need in our country.
Sure.
People that, you know, don't mind who they are, will do sick videos with, you know, because businessmen never spend time with their kids. They never, you know, do those type of things. And I was like, I want to be part of, I just want to spend a day in Gandla, you know, and that's where the song comes from.
Okay.
The timing of the dropping. And let me tell you, I spoke to my manager a week before
Yeah.
the whole shenanigans. So because you literally have to drop the song, you need to send it a week before. Khante, it's going to happen during. Yo. And I was like, whatever fire comes, it's coming, but it's not my fault.
Did any time you feel like, hey, maybe Khawza, let's...
No, never.
Yeah.
I'm a striker. It's either you go or you let go.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So
Now I'm a striker.
Yeah.
I think even my manager sat me down and he was like, are you really, really sure you want to? And I was like, strike. I'm a striker. If I say let's go, let's go. I don't have time to be thinking about, you know, what's going to happen, because my intention of dropping that song was never for the violence and the looting. And do you understand what I'm saying? When you are true to who you are and you know what you are doing and why you are doing it, you'll never feel threatened or feel like people need to bully you into doing certain things because now you are doing certain things because that person is not in good whatever, you know. I knew why I was dropping the song. I was not dropping it to encourage anyone or to make other people feel otherwise. It was just a fun, happy song, which is why I speak about his family and nothing to do with his presidency or who he is. You know, I'm just saying, Guti, ngicela ungikhaphe enkandla, ngiyobabamba ngesandla, bangifake isiphandla, inyonge ekhanda. That's, you know, initiation to getting into the family, you know. Ukambona uDudu Zuma bathi ufana noWinnie Mandela, usisi kaDuduzana, ingane kaMsholozi. So it's not even about him, it's just about me wanting to be part of the family. You know.
There you have it. The song is not embracing anything. The song is just about fun and embracing the man rather as a family person. If you can do TikTok, why not you? Né? Now, I've got two questions that I've asked one of our reporters here to give me. Né? And before I touch on that, I want to talk about, because your catalog is it's that big. It's that big. Casper Vest, Kulichana, working with those guys.
Oh my God, that was so amazing.
Casper, I've always been looking at, you know, Casper has a way of working that I don't understand, but works for him. Because right now, like yesterday, we had such a deep conversation with Casper, and he said to me, welcome to fame. And I said, why do you say that? He said, when people start talking negatively about you, then there's something that you are shaking somewhere. You know? And I didn't expect that from him, because I felt like he's my friend. But for him to just spend time and send me such a message. So even in studio, when I got there, he was like, finally. And I said, but I've been asking you for 10 years to work with me. And he said, no, I knew the timing. You know, not even, it wasn't even the case, because I was the one actually that said to him, let's do the song, you know, and he was like, yeah, let's do it.
All right. And then the second question is actually something I wanted to touch on, which is happening right now. But Georgia Smith put out a piano song.
Hey, guys.
Or let's call it that. I mean, she even captioned it piano to the world. You know? So for now, let's call it piano, right? Obviously, after complaints and all of that on social media, the label decided to rope in Maporisa, who roped in them Tudor to kind of remix it and give it that piano feel, right? Kat wants to know with what's happening right now, is there a way that as South African artists, as the custodians, the owners of Amapiano, is there a way to protect it? Because it's now going global. I mean, I was at a party in Sandton on Thursday, and this guy is from DRC, and he was telling me about Mapiano. He's like, this is the biggest thing right now on the African continent.
Guys, you know, I always say, if the universe does not talk about it, then they will not give it attention. So when somebody comes into the genre and says, Amapiano to the world, she did not say, he or she did not say, I'm the queen of the Yanos.
there's a difference between somebody that's trying to open a door for us and somebody that's trying to steal it. Right? So for somebody to write Amapiano to the world, that's literally saying, I'm from a different state. I'm not from South Africa. Yes, she probably made a mistake by not using, producers. But at the same time, you can't blame someone for their hustle. You don't wake up in the morning and think about, when you wake up in the morning to come to work, you're not thinking about the people you're working with.
For sure.
You're thinking about putting food on your table.
Yeah.
So we can't be entitled to things. We can't want things to belong to us when we don't put in as much effort, So I'm never, scared by those things, because I know where I stand with my genre and I know where I'm going to be in the next few years, So if you're going to be scared by somebody that's international opening a door for Amapiano, then you are literally telling other international artists to stop, opening doors for us. So if a Burna Boy goes and says Amapiano to the world, they are not looking at him singing that genre. They're going to look at Amapiano as a whole.
What is this Amapiano?
Because you can never eat an apple and not find out the roots of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? How an apple was made. So obviously, if they go and they say Amapiano to the world, somebody's going to go and find out, what is this piano? Because a Beyonce is not going to look at me right now.
For sure.
But they're going to look at her and say, what is this piano? Do you understand what I'm saying? And that is going to open a door for me. Because then when they come and they search, then they see Queen of the Hyenas in the first person. They see as me,
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
that's it. Then that's when the collaborations start. Because if we form a united front, it's easy for us, to build a nation. But when we keep fighting these petty fights of who's dropping what and who's stealing what, there's no one stealing anything. It's music. It's a culture. If that person said the owner of the Yenos or the first of the, then...
But even if they say that, it's their own opinion.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
We always like to say, Mzansi, music is universal. Until now, when somebody...
And it was Amapiano to the world. That's literally selling us for free, dog. Like, you can't, eh?
What's next for Lady Do?
Yo, guys, I don't sleep. I just need 5 minutes of... Sauda, I need 5 minutes of...
Rest,
when you pray, there's days where you like praying for lockdown, but you're like, no, we need the man. No, there's so much. We've got a lot of. I'm about to tour. Go to the UK. Also, I've got gigs that side.
There's Amapiano to the world right there.
You know, that's the reason they are booking us. So I'm about to tour the UK. Releasing music. There's a song that Makazi is about to drop. Also, I've done a lot of features internationally. Nice. So now I'm working. I'm working. I'm literally putting in the work, because we are literally at the doorstep of being international, like global artists. And I'm not going to mess that up.
Interesting you should say that. 3 weeks ago, I was interviewing a guy from the UK. His name is A-Star. He's got a song with Shoma Josie. And he was going crazy over piano. I was like, okay, piano vibes. Who would you like to work with? He didn't even think or flinch. Lady Do, that's the lady I want. Lady Do.
Oh my life.
So since you're going to the UK, it might just happen,
Yeah, I actually do have studio sessions in the UK.
There we go.
That they're sorting out.
There we go.
So that you will see, obviously, on the content side
of
of things.
mina
lalela ngihambile.
Asohambile yazi.
Ngifike ngikrola.
Ngawokha.
Yabona. That's why I'm telling you, this thing you can't overnight, dog.
So vele uhambile vele.
Mina ngihambile ngoba sekhaya lalela niyandiza manje. Ngirocket hayi nangeplane. Mina ngihambile ikhohlwana. Manje sengicabanga ku first class, angisekho ku first class ngikule Max Shuttle what.
So uhambile.
Forget. Got Sauda is where I'm from. My roots, I will never, ever, ever.
Uzosifonela so uhambile.
Lalela on FaceTime. Funa ngibone.
Lady G, thank you very much for joining us, man, and all the best. Yeah.
Oh, this was such an amazing interview. It's such an honor to be here. Especially Kaya, yo guys ngiyithanda ikhaya, mina ngifene ekhaya. Yabona makuthiwa.
And wena uyifani yankani.
Mina ngifene ekhaya.
DJ is always here.
Yes, I know. This is the platform that made my dad.
Yeah, he's always here.
Like for sure. That's why I'm telling you that I'm so grateful to be here. This is literally heartwarming.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wawa, asabi.